Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and just do this entire thing in a single take, aren't I? We start with Egert in the city. No, wait, no, he's not in the city, he's in the town. Alright, whatever. Couldn't even get a single fucking sentence through before I noticed an inconsistency in my wording. And I'm supposed to be the mastermind. Let's go, brother. We start with Egert in the town, going towards a house. He's gonna do something in the house, like, I don't know, fucking buy something. It's a grocery store, maybe. Listen, I don't know, okay? Now we're inside the house. Egert is hanging out inside the house and he talks to the clerk. It's sort of like River Road or like Farron's Watch or whatever place in Sky, you know, where you come out of the cave and you go into the city. It's like the stuff with the claw. He's in that place. That's what I'm seeing it as. Like it looks like that. And the cloaker's like, yeah, ayo bro, like I need your help. And Egert's like, huh? What the fuck? And the shopkeeper's like, yeah, I dropped my sword when I was in this one cave just like earlier, and like I kind of want to get it back. Yeah. And Egert's like, okay, the fuck, bro? Like, what were you doing in the cave? It's kind of a weird thing. So the shopkeeper man just says like, listen, man, I was in there, I was exploring, and I dropped my sword. Could you get it for me? It takes like an hour tops. And Egert's like, yeah, nah, dude, I'm just here to buy some fruit or something. Listen, okay, here, I don't know what he's gonna be doing there, to be honest. But he's refusing the call, just like it's fucking 10 step of the adventure and the journey's end shit. Look, I'm fucking literary genius. So the shopkeeper goes like, yo, throw in like 100 gold, which is a lot. Here's the thing though, I don't know how to convey that it's a lot. Maybe have like Egert buy tons of shit, but only bring like 5 gold. We gotta make the gold, the value of the gold coin apparent. Or maybe, yeah, this is a good idea. This could be where we figure out that 100 gold is a lot of money. Maybe. I don't know, man. Egert says like, yeah, I'ma go do it, and I get some. I'ma go do it, but can I get some money first, like as collateral? Cause he's like fucking pogged. I don't know if that's how collateral works. Maybe, but I'm like but I'm in a food coma, and had like a weird day physically. Like emotionally, I'm fine. Like mentally, I'm kind of unstable too, a little bit. And also, I might have diarrhea, and I don't know why. Probably candy. I mean, I've been having a lot of candy. Also, no breakfast today, except for some blueberries and some yogurt. I gotta take better care of myself on the weekends, dude. I don't know. Anyway, the grocery store man is like, "Alright, dude, here's like 20 gold," and Egert's fucking pogged. And then we walk outside. So now we're outside in the city again, in the town again, not the city. City comes later, town now. Egert goes outside, and Mokjoana sits there. She's not naked. That was a bad move. Maybe she is. He is. They is. Listen, I'm just a little guy. I don't know. Okay? But Mogi, aka Mokjoana, is like, yo, sup, Egert, and jumps down from the fountain. This is where you come in, cat. That's your thing. And Egert's like, yo, look at this. And he holds out his money pouch. And he's like, yo, I got this from the clerk. He wants me to go to the cave outside of town and get him his sword. He dropped it. And Mogman's like, yo, what the fuck why did he drop his sword there? And Egert's like, I don't know, man. He was there and he dropped it. Apparently he gave me like 20 gold and he's gonna give me 80 more when I come back with the sword. So, yeah. Also, the 80 gold is going to be really important later, so just promise, trust me, it's going to be great. Here's the thing, though. I'm reading the script, but I forgot to add the part where the 80 gold was important, so it's not important yet. I should fix that, but you'll understand later if I do like some devlogs or some iteration on this. Basically, I changed half the fucking story because it didn't make sense. Magojora was like, yo, dude, I'm not busy, so I can come with you. If you're okay with it. Seems like a fun adventure. And Egert agrees, and he's like, yeah, sure, Morana, but like I can't give you any gold because like that feels weird, and I kind of want it myself. And this is setting up a character arc for Egert. Yeah, he's kind of like selfish, and he wants to keep the money to himself. That's not in the prologue, but like we're just setting that up anyway. So they start to walk outside of town, and maybe like this is where we get some first impressions of the gameplay, like walk with WASD or whatever. Egert and Mogwana like walk outside the town, and on the way they talk. And Mogucho Korawana says like, hey, how come he walked outside of town into the cave? Dude, isn't he like a merchant? And Egert's like, yeah, I don't know either. I didn't even know he has a sword, but I guess he does. So they walk to the gate, and the guard is like, oh, you have a good one. Where are you up to, BT dubs? And Egert says, my man's merchant. Not gonna name them because they're gonna be dead soon. It's a spoiler. It's no longer a spoiler. I wrote this when I had a completely different idea about how this was gonna go. And yeah, he dropped his sword and he gave me some money if I go get it for him. And the guard points to the store and he's like, yeah, that's that the grocer. I haven't seen him leave town in the last couple of days, dude. But whatever. Like, how much is he paying you though? And he's like, it's 20 gold up front, and then another 80 when I come back later with the sword. And the guard is like, what the fuck? Well, that's some real fucking money. Also, good on you for taking some up front. Now that's how capitalism works, man. It's great, right? And Mog Joanna is standing next to them, and she's like, fucking capitalism dance game or something, because she doesn't like capitalism because capitalism dance game. And okay, so now we're outside of town. So like we walked outside of town. So now we're outside of town, and we get like a small walking and looking at the trees and shit. And the game's had tons of talking by this point, so we do have a little nice ebb and flow. This is called game design. So we have some ebb and flow. We gotta let the character breathe a little bit, the player. And we gotta let them walk. Music, a little swelling, some sound effects with no dialogue from Mog or Egert, okay? But before the no stuff starts, Mog Joanna, because we need to lead the player, right? Mog Joanna just says like, it's the cave at the bunch of rocks, right? And we look at the bunch of rocks, and Egert's like, yeah. And that's just to guide the player, just so we know where we're supposed to be going. And it's not completely open world, obviously, but like that's, yeah. And then, so now we're in the fields, because it's like the town, and we get to the fields, and then the dungeon. So we get to the fields, we just keep walking. And this is where there's a slight bit of an open world experience. We might want to build some combat tutorial here. I don't know, man. Like maybe they walk and there's some small NPCs talking. Time for some tutorials, but they are skippable. This is a cool idea I came up with when I was writing the script. They are skippable if you don't want to do them. So, like, let's say Mog Joanna picks up an apple from an apple tree, and then she's like, hey, Egert, here, have an apple. And then it says, like, press E to pick up the apple. But if you already know how to do this, then you can just skip that. And she'll be like, all right, bro, you don't need to pick up the apple if you don't want to. So, yeah. Then that means you don't get the apple, but you also don't get the tutorial. So that's for speedrunning and stuff like that. Yeah, you get the point. So they get to the dungeon, which is, like, up a hill. I was thinking it would be, like, kind of a little bit up a hill. And then we get to the dungeon, and as we enter, like as we get close to the entrance, a man walks out like he's a burly fucking man. And he's like, hello, good to see you. I found this in there. Kind of cool, not gonna lie. You know, it's Egert goes like, yo, you're a scavenger? And Big Man is like, no, not really. I work with this. My brother is the head of Garlic in, like, city name, I don't know. I find shit, and then I take it to him, and he sells it, you know? Mog Joanna is like, it's a living, right? Gotta love it. And the man does that thing that the cook does in the video. Also, author's note, don't add this to the video or the game, but like the video should have the clip in it. So cut this part out, streamer. Okay, thank you. And so they take a few more steps towards the cave, and the man's like, yeah, there's nothing left in there. Kind of smells, and it's been dead. It's been closed for like long time. Just opened it with some explosives just now. I don't know why it was closed. Got everything in there though, so no need to enter. When you do enter, there's like it's small and empty and like it smells bad. Someone says it smells bad, and there's like a place where you can see the outline of a sword. And Egert goes like, wait, did he take the sword where we were supposed to get? And Mog Joanna says like, yeah, that's stealing, but he did that. But like, imagine taking something that isn't yours, forehead or whatever. So they walk outside again. So now we're back on the fields, and Egert says like, yo, if he worked for Head of Garlic, we could go there and see if he can give us the sword, since we know the merchant owns it. I just had a really good idea. I'm gonna change the story around a little bit. Up until this point it's the same, but I'm gonna change the story a little bit. The town and the city are gonna be the same place instead of different places. Yeah. Yeah, but so he says like, yeah, he worked for the Head of Garlic, so we can go there and see if he can give us the sword, since we know the merchant owns it. Like we can see if like he can just give us the sword. So then they walk into the city, and there's like people, and on the way up, and like the ramp to the city, they would just walk into it. Maybe Egert goes like, yo, this place is fucking large, dude. The Mogjuana is gonna be pogged or something, I don't know. And also, it has walls, so we can't see into it because of LOD reasons, LOD reasons. LODs are important in games, I've learned. So we need to have walls so that we can like load a new area. I don't know how to do that. But yeah, they walk into the weapon shop. And they walk to the weapon shop, not into, they walk to the weapon shop. And this is where we learn to navigate, because, like, I don't know, okay. When I wrote this, I didn't want to have to keep, like, explaining what they were doing. I wanted to talk about more dialogue. So I wrote, like, I want to write more dialogue. I don't know how they're gonna find their way, but learn to navigate, solve it. Streamer man, I wrote, so that's pretty good. And then now we're in the weapon shop, and in the weapon shop it smells really bad. When they enter, the big man, he walks out, the man they notice at like the dungeon or the cave, he walks out, and he notices the gang, like Mogjuana and Egert. He's like, yo, fancy meeting you here again. And Mogjuana is like, yeah, good to see you too. Really fast to get the formalities out of the way. And then goes like, yeah, the sword you got from the cave belonged to a friend in town. Like, do you still have it? And Big Man responds like, yeah, no, I gave it to my brother. And then he starts to walk away. And so we enter the cave, and we see a man who's literally the head of Garlic, like Garlic, you know, the head of Garlic, but also he has a head, and it looks like that, you know, like the bunch of garlic cloves, like the head of Garlic. That's his head, but his name is also Head of Garlic. His name is Garlic, and he is the head of Garlic, and his head is a head of Garlic. Basically, he's the chief of the Garlic chain of like weapon stores, and he sounds like Meeseeks from Rick and Morty, but worse, because I can't do the voice well, except for saying like, ooh-wee, you know, that thing. I can say that, but the rest, I don't know how to do, but I'm gonna try. Anyway, so Mog takes charge and says like, yo, hi, your brother, the big guy, just came in and dropped off a sword, right? And Garlic's like, yeah, he did. Like, what about it? And Mog just like, yeah, that's our friend's sword. We kind of want to give it back to him, so can we have it, like, misunderstanding and all? Like, can we just have it? And Garlic's like, oh, you want the sword? Why? It's like real fucking like old and rusty. I'm gonna need to do tons of work on it, so it's not worth like anything whatsoever. And Egert pops in, and he's like, Egert pops in, and he's like, yeah, but if it's not gonna be value to you, it has tons of value to him and us too. So can we have it? We were on our way to get it, and your brother already picked it up. Like, it's been a misunderstanding. It's been a little bit sad, but like we could just like get it. Is that okay? And Garlic responds like, this got sentimental value, like that's really valuable, dude. Like, even though it doesn't have any value, it's very valuable. So here's the thing. I have mouths to feed. My man has mouths to feed. I pay him. I've already done the paperwork. I'm gonna need to sell it to you for cheap. And Mog looks at him and goes like, all right, how much are we talking? And he's like 2,000 gold. And he smirks. He's like, yeah, it's gonna be 2,000 gold. Yeah. And Egert's all fucked up and shit, and he's like, bro, dude, you ain't got that money? How can you fucking, what the fuck, man? And Mog is like, bro, not cool, we can't get the money like that. It's messed up. And Garlic's like, hold on. Ooh, I gotta drive a hard bargain, otherwise how can I race up in the world? Like that. I wanted to do a little bit of music. So like Mog and Egert, they leave, right? They leave the place because they can't get the sword. So they walk around for a bit discussing what to do. And Mog is not, like, kind of not proudly says, like, we could just wait until tonight and break in and steal the sword. And Egert looks at her like she's a fucking maniac and goes like, dude, if we get caught, we're gonna get like fucking tossed in jail and our hands are gonna get chopped off and shit. And she's like, oh, come on, Egert, they don't actually do that. And Egert goes like, I don't understand though, the sword is really fucking old and also rusty. There's no way he could have dropped it recently. And Mog is like, yeah, also, the guard didn't see him leave town, and the big man says he had to blow the entrance open, so how the fuck did he get into the fucking place? And then Egert picks up the gold pouch and looks at it, and he's like, but why the fuck did he give me so much money to pick up the sword then? Like, I guess we could go and ask him. And so Joanna's just like, yeah, sure, let's just go talk to him. So they go to leave the city and go to the town, which is now the same place, but just we're gonna ignore that for now. They go to leave the city, and they're stopped by the guards at the entrance, who are pulling out their swords and pointing at them. And Mog steps forward, and she's like, what the fuck is going on, dude? And the guards are like, don't fucking move, alright? And multiple guards surround them, and Mog and Egert are escorted back to the weapon shop, but as they get closer, they start to smell a burnt fumes and mixed with garlic. And as they approach, they see a crowd of people and a burning house. The big man is sitting in front of the house, looking up, and he has his dead brother in his arms. And he says, like, those were in there just now. They must know what's going on. Egert's all confused, like, huh? Yeah, we were in there a bit ago, but only to get a sword. And big man looks at them, and he was like, I'm tough, so fucking known. What's so special about that fucking sword makes it worthy of killing my brother for? And he's lying there in his arms, and he's fucking dead, dude. Head of garlic is fucking dead, dude. And Joanna steps forward and goes like, bro, we didn't kill him. Or didn't take your fucking stupid sword. Here's the thing, we were only asked to get it for the merchant in the town, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, to be honest. And the guard's like, alright, let's ask the merchant then. Let's put these fuckers in chains. I'm gonna put them in jail. It's not down in my mind they stole the sword. They hid it somewhere. We just gotta get to know where. So we're gonna fucking torture him, dude. We're gonna fucking torture him. So they get tossed into jail, and Joanna and Egert are sitting in a cell together. It has iron bars, and it's like a fucking tiny window at ground level. And they're still in the city. So they're talking about random shit, the happenings of the day, whatever. And it's like they fall asleep, and later a small piece of gravel gets tossed into the cell from the ground level, and Mog wakes up and looks at the gravel, and then at the window she stands up and looks outside. There's a fucking dark ironclad character standing there. The character looks to each side and then hands her a tiny package, and then they walk away. And so she like punches Egert very slightly, and she's like, yo, what the fuck? What's up? We got mail, dude! So in the box, there's a key to the cell and also a small shiv. Egert takes the shiv and pokes himself with it, starts to bleed. He's like, oh fuck. Slightly too loudly, he says that. So a guard walks over, he's holding a torch. He shines the torch into the cell and sees their package. Before the guard even has a chance to react, Mog takes the shiv and stabs him in the neck. She places the guard down like through the iron bars, so really carefully, and then uses the key they got in the package to open the door. And then, like, Egert, like, he fucking peels fucking out of there. Like, how the fuck did Mog know how to do this, right? Insane. Mog just looks at Egert, and she's like, you gotta follow me, dude. This is in the jail now, and this is the forced stealth section of the game, where they make it out of the cells and into the jail proper. And they make it up to the roof, and then like they walk alongside the courtyard, and they jump along the other side. And now we overlook Joanna and Egert. Both are bloody, and both have prison clothes on them, and they have escaped the prison. So what was the deal with the sword? Who killed the head of garlic and stole the sword? Why did the merchant want it? Who is the man that let them out? Where will they go now? This is the prologue to Egert Quest. I know, incredible.